Welcome back to the channel. Today is a very exciting day as you're about to meet the creator of Eric V Tuber and learn about how this channel came to be. Also, why I wasn't uploading new videos for the past year, but probably most importantly, at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal to you an amazing new platform for creating and sharing VR experiences. But hey, before I introduce myself, let's just take one short minute and take a stroll down memory lane of a few of the first 45 videos of the channel, covering everything from how to use Unreal, metahumans, animations, my Iron Man suit, and then of course, VR. I look forward to meeting you in just 1 minute. All right, let's begin.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Well, it is really great to meet you. My name is actually not Eric VTuber, but I am the creator. My name is David Lewis, and it makes me think of that old proverb about never meeting your heroes. And I don't want to sound like I'm putting myself on some pedestal, but I think it's about, not being disappointed. And I am certainly not disappointed meeting you, and I am glad that we are finally face to face. I thought on today's episode, I've got a lot for you. And at the end of the video, like I said, I'm going to reveal to you a new platform for VR experiences, one that I am involved with and one that is getting introduced this week at the Game Developers Conference. But before we get into that, I thought it would be really cool to kind of share with you about my background, how this channel came to be, my passion for Unreal, and what led me now to working in the VR space. So my journey began back in the 1990s. I discovered the game Unreal, and I immediately fell in love. I can't tell you how many hours I put into that video game, but it was a wonderful first-person shooter that really showed off the power of 3D graphics. And I got to tell you, I was hooked by the gameplay. And one of the most exciting things about Unreal was the ability to make levels using the editor that they made available to everybody. And that was my first exposure, and I really loved making levels for Unreal Tournament. But there was one thing missing for Unreal, and that's what began my journey into the video games industry and what brought me to you today. And what that thing was the lack of ability to talk to each other, to talk over the internet. And that idea, that spark of inspiration actually came from my wife because she was frustrated that I would tie up the phone talking to my brother-in-law on speakerphone while we were playing Unreal Tournament. So she said, very simply, I wonder if there's a way for you to talk over the internet. Maybe you should figure out how to do that. And that's exactly what I did. So one of my first entrepreneurial endeavors was developing a product with a group of guys that are geniuses called Roger Wilco. And I tried to find you guys a video of the original application, and I only found one video from a guy who is demonstrating the product and making some interesting fart noises.
Hello. This was a good test.
Now, if you want to learn more about Roger Wilco, it's an incredible story. And I was just interviewed on a podcast that I'd talk entirely about how that product came to be and my entire journey. We sold the company a year later to MPlayer, which became Hear Me, and then they were sold to GameSpy. So I spent a little over a year at GameSpy licensing our voice technology to virtually every video game that you are probably aware of. Everything from Battlefield 1942 to Microsoft, who ended up publishing games like Halo. And the voice chat application forever changed the video game industry. And like I said, if you want to hear more about that entire story, I will put a link to the podcast in the show notes. After I left GameSpy, I thought it would be really cool if there was a 3D interface for Windows. So once again, I hooked up with a group of guys, really, really talented people, and we created a 3D environment for Windows, many different environments. And the company was called 3DNA. And these environments range from undersea labs to fantasy castles and space stations, everything you can imagine. But unfortunately, after a year of development and really moderate success with the application, we simply ran out of money. There wasn't a lot of venture capital money in the early 2000s, and so we just ran out of steam. But it was a wonderful idea. So between Roger Wilco and developing levels for Unreal and learning the Unreal editor, and now 3D environments for Windows, I was hooked. But I pivoted back to corporate America for several years and ultimately started a company in 2007, which I sold in 2021 to one of the fifth largest companies in the world. And that 15 years was an amazing career experience. I'm going to spare you that entire story, but I loved building a business. It was a marketing agency, and we had incredible success. So after selling my business in 2021, something exciting happened at the end of the year. I asked for the holidays to get VR goggles, and I got my very first Quest 2. And here's a short little video about that experience, and I'll be right back. It's January 22nd, 2022, and 1 month ago, I got this. Quest 2, they're virtual reality glasses from the company formerly known as Facebook, now Meta. Whoa. I also downloaded the Unreal Engine. It's one of the most powerful game platforms out there. In fact, they used it to make Fortnite, and they even use it to make movies like shows like The Mandalorian. So I downloaded Unreal Engine, read some documentation, watched some videos, and made my own virtual reality space that I could tour in, and it was really cool. I could make it, and I could download it into my goggles and then put my goggles on and experience a place that I created, and I thought that was really cool. So as you can see, I was really hooked into VR, and I thought it would be really cool if I spun up my skills again on the Unreal editor and started showing you how to make VR experiences. The thing was, even though I had sold my company, I was still spending a couple years at this new organization, and I really wanted to be anonymous with this new channel, and thus I created the idea of Eric VTuber. But the idea actually came from watching this video of a guy who had built this amazing metahuman and this character. I mean, the quality was like watching Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't know whatever happened to him, but the channel was amazing, and it was my inspiration for learning how to create a metahuman and spinning up my skills again on Unreal. So that's when I launched the channel, and 45 videos later, we got to know each other. And I really appreciate all the comments that you guys have shared. And the interesting thing about all the videos that I made is that video on VR had an amazing number of views. It had more views on it than all my other videos combined. And that told me there is a large audience of people that want to create VR content. And just like back in the 90s, when I was passionate about Unreal and video games and found there was something missing, which was the ability to talk to each other while playing, there is something missing. And one of you said it in this comment, that there is no way to publish and share our VR experiences easily with anyone else. Those of us like myself as content creators who want to build experiences, well, we have no way to share that. But that's about to change. And that's the big reveal news of this week. Later today, right after I publish this video, I am heading to San Francisco to the Game Developers Conference, and I'm going to unveil there an entirely new platform for VR. It's called Parsec. If you're watching this video, it also means that I've already uploaded a video about the Parsec platform, so watch that next, and it will be linked at the end of this video. The future of this channel is around virtual reality and the Unreal Engine. With the Parsec platform coming out very soon, I want to focus the content on how you can build VR experiences and VR environments and share them with others. And I want to say one thing. It is really nice for me to take off the mask and come out from behind the scenes and start making content for you again in my true persona. You know, I got to tell you, I kind of feel like Willy Wonka, and the factory's been boarded up. I haven't uploaded to the channel in a year, but now all of you are getting a golden ticket. Every single one of you is going to have a golden ticket to go on this next phase of the journey where I teach you how to make VR experiences and leverage the Parsec platform. I am super, super excited to finally meet you, and the future of this channel I'll catch you guys on the next episode.